Welcome to the deep dive. We take complex topics and boil them down, giving you the core insights without all the noise.
Yep, saving you time, saving you brain power.
Exactly. So this time, we're digging into the astrological forecast for May 12th to the 18th, 2025.
And our source for this is the Astrology of the Week from Tarot by High C.
Right, and you can check them out at tarotbyhicc.net for more of their work.
So the big picture High C paints for this week, it's got some buzzwords: mental power, emotional resilience, shakeups.
Okay, shakeups. Sounds potentially disruptive.
Yeah, they mention sassy minds, shaky ground, and a plot twist, so, it feels less like a week for kicking back.
We're like actively dealing with things.
Yeah.
Maybe communication static or
Okay.
some troubling news.
That seems to be the vibe, yeah. Definitely engaging with disruptions rather than expecting smooth sailing.
All right, let's dive in. Monday kicks off with a full moon in Scorpio. Now, for those of us who aren't deep into astrology, what's the core takeaway there according to High C?
Well, full moons generally dial up emotions, right?
Yes,
And
yeah.
Scorpio adds this layer of intensity.
Intensity, okay.
So High C warns this could mean maybe more impulsive reactions, potentially even irrational behavior. It might be tough to stay positive.
Like getting stuck in negative thoughts.
Exactly. Negative loops, maybe some compulsive thinking urges. So being aware of your own mental chatter and feelings is going to be really key.
So it's deeper than just feeling a bit emotional then. High C talks about transformation too.
Oh, definitely. They use some pretty strong words like breaking down, burying, revealing, and crumbling beneath the surface.
Wow, crumbling.
Yeah. So this full moon could really trigger some profound shifts. Stuff from the subconscious might come up.
Stuff like secrets or hidden feelings.
That's the idea. And it could happen quite suddenly, maybe even in a shocking way.
Okay, intense. So what should we be focusing on internally during this?
High C suggests looking at our roots, our foundations, what really drives us deep down.
Our deepest desires, they say.
Right. And you might feel the strong urge to change things in your life that feel outdated, things that just aren't working anymore.
So be ready for potential endings or big changes of heart.
Potentially, yeah. And maybe getting insights into parts of ourselves we don't normally look at, that innermost shadow self they mention.
The shadow self. Sounds like we need an open mind about our own limiting beliefs.
Absolutely. Beliefs that might need dismantling so we can actually move forward.
It sounds like this isn't just internal stuff, though. Does it affect our outer world, too? Like career, reputation?
It can, yeah. High C mentions challenges to structures around success, public image, even intimate connections.
Okay.
They call it an initiation through pressure. It's pushing for authenticity over just, keeping up appearances.
Right. Be real is crucial. So if we're making commitments now, what should they be based on?
According to High C, they need to be rooted in, genuine emotional and spiritual integrity.
Not just quick wins or what looks good.
Exactly. It's about supporting long-term spiritual growth, not temporary validation. The foundations need to be solid, built on self-awareness.
Got it. Solid foundations. But you also mentioned things feeling less solid, potential instability.
Yeah, things that seem secure might suddenly feel shaky, especially if they were built on denial or trying to control things too much.
So avoidance isn't going to work this week.
Probably not. High C warns against clinging to comfort if it means ignoring the truth. They even say illusions might get ripped out.
Ripped out. Okay. Message received. Face the reality, even if it's tough.
Seems like the best strategy. Yeah, it's ultimately the more stable path.
Okay, shifting gears slightly. Monday and Tuesday also bring Mercury square Pluto. Mercury is communication, Pluto is power, transformation. What does that square mean?
A square usually brings tension, a challenge, so High C flags this as a time to be really careful with words.
Thought so?
Well, there's potential for verbal power struggles. People might use words to intimidate or manipulate.
Ooh, tricky.
And even our own thoughts could get a bit dark, like obsessive or overly suspicious, maybe.
Not great for clear thinking then. Is there any upside to this energy?
There can be. High C notes a strong drive for truth could emerge.
Ah, okay.
This might lead to some very honest conversations, maybe uncomfortably honest, pushing out those hard truths.
Right. Could be a double-edged sword. Honesty is good, but
Yeah,
maybe delivered bluntly.
potentially. Tempers might flare quickly too, though High C suggests they might also cool down fast. The key is just try not to get sucked into power plays during discussions.
Good advice. Don't take the bait. Okay, let's look ahead to Saturday. Sun conjunct Uranus. Uranus is the planet of surprises, right? Innovation.
Exactly. Sudden changes, breakthroughs. And the sun is our core self, our vitality.
So when they connect, High C calls it revelation through revolution.
Mm.
What does that look like?
It suggests a time for unexpected insights, maybe a shift towards something more uplifting, actually. It could help navigate tricky outcomes or brainstorm new ideas.
Okay, that sounds promising.
Definitely pay attention to those sudden flashes of clarity, those aha moments.
But revolution still implies disruption, doesn't it? Should we expect the unexpected?
Oh, absolutely. Surprising things could happen that force a quick change of plans.
Hmm.
Even long-held beliefs or values might get challenged by events or revelations. It could really push us to question traditions.
Leading to breakthroughs, or breakdowns, as they say.
Right, depending on how we handle it. And High C connects this back to Monday's full moon, too.
Ah, how so?
Situations or feelings that came up earlier in the week might become much clearer around Saturday.
Okay, so the full moon churns things up.
And then Sun-Uranus kind of sheds a new, maybe revolutionary light on them. Deeper truths could emerge about our philosophy, our learning, our spiritual path, the why behind our actions.
Interesting connection. The source also mentions a bigger need for freedom, rebellion.
Yeah, that urge to break free from restrictions could be really strong, so flexibility is going to be super important.
Roll the punches.
Pretty much. And High C has this great point. Sometimes innovation looks like inconvenience at first.
That's a good way to frame it. But still, be careful not to be too impulsive.
Definitely. Restlessness could be high. It's wise to, ground yourself, center yourself before making any drastic changes. Take a breath.
And this isn't just any Sun-Uranus conjunction, is it? There's something special about this one.
Correct. It's the last one in Taurus for about 84 years.
Wow. 84 years.
So it carries some weight. It can help clarify rules, bring consistency to things in the long term, and even if situations feel like a bit of a throwback, maybe to around 2018 when Uranus entered Taurus.
We've learned things since then.
Hopefully. We have more experience now to make better choices.
Right. Older and wiser. Maybe. Okay, rounding out the week on Sunday, we have Mercury square Mars. Communication meets action and energy. What's the forecast there?
Uh-oh. Potential for ego clashes again. Stubborn opinions, reactive language.
Sounds like Sunday could be argumentative.
It could be. High C points out that it's easy to mistake volume for authority here.
Yeah, the loudest person isn't always right.
Definitely not. Finding compromise might take real extra effort, but High C stresses it'll be worth it if you can manage it.
So diplomacy might be tough, but valuable. Any other ways this might show up?
Well, you might find it hard to get motivated, actually. Or just struggle to find the words to say what you need or want.
Okay.
And conversations could be volatile, like calm 1 minute, chaos the next.
Yikes. Tread carefully then.
For sure. And High C offers a neat perspective. Sometimes silence isn't weakness, it's strategic.
That's a really useful point. Pausing instead of reacting immediately.
Exactly. Take a beat.
Okay, so looking at the whole week, May 12th to 18th. Wow, it really sounds like the astrological weather is designed to keep us alert.
Very much so. I think the big takeaways are, needing that mental strength for communication hurdles and real emotional adaptability for the shakeups and intense feelings.
Yeah, awareness and conscious choices seem critical.
It's definitely not a week to sleepwalk through.
Well, this deep dive definitely gives us a lot to think about. So here's something for you, the listener, to mull over. Considering all this potential for revelation and shifts this week, what stale pattern in your own life might be ready for a serious shakeup? And what deeper truth about your long-term spiritual growth might its unveiling reveal?
Good question.
Something to ponder as you navigate the days ahead. Thanks for diving deep with us.